Hey everyone, I just want to come in real quick before the video here today and let you know that it is brought to you by these Patreon supporters right here. These are my top tier supporters that have generously donated their money to help me upgrade this channel with the new camera and new lights and all that. So I just wanted to give them a quick thank you. It means the world to me that you guys are supporting me. So yeah, on with the video. Hey everybody, it's me, Brian with Destructive Media, back with another reaction video for you all today. Today I have something a little different than usual, not a viewer request video, but more of a viewer idea video. I put out a question probably a week ago now, asking people what their favorite Tool album was. A lot of people said Anima and stuff like that, but somebody did say Opiate. For those of you that don't know, that was one of Tool's very first albums. It was like an EP that they had out all the way back in like 1991 or 1992. You have to fact check me on that. But I was doing a community Q&A just recently too, and I was kind of talking about my future project about the Tool and BTS crossover, how they both write about Carl Jung and Jungian theory of the shadow and stuff like that. And then it got me thinking of Opiate and stuff like that, and I forgot what I said in the QA, but I started mentioning how back in the 90s, lots of bands had to change the lyrics of their songs. They weren't quite allowed to say certain things, certain swear words especially, or anything like really negative about religion or anything like that. There was a lot of indecency laws. Some bands would get arrested after their shows if they did certain things. So it was all part of the American government's attempt back in the 90s to kind of censor music. Back in the 90s, Tipper Gore, for those of you that don't know, Tipper Gore and some other politicians in the American government, they had like a really hard push to censor music. They put little stickers on CDs and tapes at the time saying parental advisory, explicit content, telling parents that, this music isn't safe for your kids to listen to. It will corrupt your youth, all those silly things. Of course, all that really meant is us as kids, we knew the good stuff to buy. So I kind of mentioned that during my Q&A, and a lot of people didn't know about that. And I said, yeah, Tool actually was a big, outspoken proponent of that. They were really outspoken against the censoring of music, obviously because they are musicians. They actually wrote a song called Hush about it. In my Q&A, I think I called it Sweat. Sweat is off the same album, but it's not about that. Hush is actually about the music censorship. So anyway, I decided to look up Hush, a performance I've never seen before. I know I reacted to another Tool song from this performance that they did at the JC Dobbs bar or wherever this is. I don't know where this is. This was all the way back in 1992 in Philadelphia. So I thought I would look up that concert again and try and see if they did Hush. They did do Hush in this concert. So I am pretty excited to hear Hush live. I don't know how good the audio quality is here. I mean, I kind of do. I heard a little bit of it. It sounded okay, but, not really the greatest. So what we'll do here is we'll just flip on over to my other screen, and we will listen to Hush by Tool and kind of just break down the lyrics afterwards about what it's about. Even though I kind of just told you it's about the music censorship, or the attempt to censor music in the 90s in America. But yeah, let's flip on over to my other screen here and listen to Hush by Tool. All right, well, I got the video pulled up here. I am pretty excited to hear this. For those of you that don't know Hush, the song, it has a really, really good scream in the beginning of it. So I'm excited to hear Maynard do this live, especially way back in 1992. So if you can, put on headphones. Music always sounds better with headphones on.
You look tense. Take off your shirt.
He's got the tattoo all the way back then. Holy. That had to hurt. Holy 90s. He did pretty well. Almost effortless. Sorry, it's very loud. All right. So if you don't know what he's saying, I'm gonna put up the lyrics down here, most likely. So he's basically saying, like, I can't say what I want to, even if I'm not serious. And then he says a bunch of, like, really bad things you probably shouldn't say on a record or on TV or on the radio or even on YouTube. So I'm not going to say them, but yeah. Go back a little bit. So intense. Man, they all look so young. It was like 30 years ago. Wow. That scream, though. I want to go back to that. That scream was amazing. Like I said, this song has really good screams in it. For those of you that don't know, Maynard usually does not like his performances to be recorded live because he doesn't like the audio quality usually. Because he prides himself on sounding good in concert. He wants to sound almost like the album, especially with the screams. There's a lot of good videos out where they're like Maynard fails and he'll be live and his voice will crack and he'll just throw the mic down super mad. It's kind of funny actually, but he's getting into the vibes. Have that voice power and control. Oh, he's getting all creepy. Hard to follow. Wow, that was amazing. I feel bad for whoever he's looking at in the audience, you know. You looking at me? Yeah, he's really getting into it. I did a System of a Down reaction where I was saying that Darren really gets into it. Like he starts like freaking out and, you know, I don't think that they're messed up and like high. I think he's more just getting into the vibe of the song. He's getting into that primal place where he needs to get to that scream. Because if you notice when he screams, he doesn't stand up and fill his chest with air. Like most people that scream, he can scream while he's like crunched down and like laying on the ground almost, you know. He's amazing with his voice control. But sometimes it's funny to watch because he looks ridiculous. Like this. What is this? But it's awesome. Danny in the back, just God, man.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
It says all that horrible stuff, and then just kidding. I remember listening to this song when I was a kid, like, 12, 13, something like that. Much after, long after it came out. In 92, I was a little too young to be hearing this. But yeah, it's just, back then it's like, well, I can't believe he's saying all this stuff. But now looking back on it, it's a really good song because it's a protest song. He's saying all the things that the politicians don't want him to say. And he's saying, like, I can't even say it, even if I don't mean it. It's just art. This is part of my art. And you're saying I can't even say these things. Like, I can't even say this. And then, oh, I'm just kidding. It's great. It gets better with time, when you know the meaning behind it. Because if you don't know the meaning, it's kind of like, oh, well, he's kind of just being an ass, for a reason. And also, I know he's not staring somebody down. I know somebody in the Tool Army is going to be like, oh, he's not staring somebody down. Maynard has stage fright. So if you know, or a form of stage fright, he's not big on being front and center. If you see Tool performances now, he's always kind of in the back in the dark. What he's doing is a thing where you kind of look right above everybody's head and you look behind everybody while you're talking or singing to them. It's a coping mechanism.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
What a good performance. Yeah, I really, really love that performance. I'm probably going to do more of this concert, actually. I really like the sound quality of this, especially considering this was probably filmed on an old VHS recorder. Those things weighed like 200 pounds. Surprised a person can hold it up that long. Has a pretty good microphone, too. I don't know if this has been like redone or anything. But like I said, in the beginning of the video here, this song is about the attempts in the 90s of the American government to censor musical artists, mainly hip hop and rock, and metal, not so much other forms of music, if you get where I'm going with that. They would put these stickers on there, say, your kids can't listen to this, they're going to be corrupted, they're going to be devil worshippers, they're going to join gangs, and of course, we know all that's not true. Playing video games, violent video games, listening to violent music, or anything like that does not make you violent. If you have a predisposition to be violent, it might make you more violent, maybe, but I was a kid that heard this stuff, and I never got violent because I heard Tool, or Ice Cube or anything like that. I was exposed to all forms of art and media when I was a kid. I watched rated R movies. I heard songs that had swearing in them. I turned out okay, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I turned out just fine. I wasn't a corrupted youth. I didn't like worship the devil or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I know, some people do that, and that's completely up to them. But I just really appreciate the song for what it is now. Because like I said, back when I was a kid, I really liked the song just because, he would swear a lot. It was just like fun to listen to. Because, you weren't really supposed to. It was kind of like a rebel grunge thing to do. It's like, oh, I'm listening to this song and I know like, my teachers heard it, they wouldn't like it. Um, but now looking back on it, it's a really, you know, brave song to put out at the time. It's not, the harshest song off of this album. If you know anything about Tool and Opiate, the song itself, Opiate it's pretty rough. Probably won't react to that, but yeah, if you want to listen to it, I do encourage you to listen to it. It's highly critical of the Catholic faith. Let's just say that, not Christians, but Catholics in general, I guess. So this their whole first album is kind of what put them on the map. It was kind of like a protest album, I want to say, and not a protest album. But I remember when I first found it, especially this song, when I saw the music video, they're like naked throughout the whole music video, and they have black tape on their mouth, and it says like like censorship on their private parts and stuff, and that's gonna catch your eye. I think they played it on MTV too, like all the time. So that's kind of where I first saw this song and was exposed to this album. Because back in the 90s, you couldn't just search on Spotify or YouTube to find every song. I was like, oh, it's off Opiate. Like, what the heck is Opiate? I've never heard of that album before. So I had to go to my local CD store, record store, look for Tool, look for the Opiate album, get my mom to buy it for me, and then have to listen to it. So that was like where I first found all of that, and that's kind of what got people to start talking about Tool. And then after that, people talk about Tool because of their like crazy music videos that they would do, which a lot of you is probably what you know them from now, is like their Schism music video, or it's like super weird, and like the sand people like take off their body parts and stuff. So they got more known for that kind of stuff, because like their lyrics got a little more, not esoteric, but harder to understand. They weren't so upfront about their stuff, as you're gonna later find out. Hopefully, I will give the information across in a good way. But in their later, albums, they kind of talk more about like metaphysical things, the subconsciousness, the shadow and Jungianism. So they got a lot deeper after their first album. Their first album, like I said, it's not simple, but there's not a lot of hidden meanings in it. They're pretty upfront with it. But it is worth a listen if you want to listen to it. But yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say about this one. If you guys want me to react to any other Tool songs or any other band, just let me know down below in the comments. Until next time, I hope you guys just take care of yourself, take care of others, and take it easy.